Get on it, then.
Let's welcome Troy Elves, man. Troy, what's up, my brother? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm living life.
We can't have a full podcast without Troy Elves, who is just about my age, old enough to be on the podcast.
Old enough.
You qualify.
Podcast.
Where you at, man?
What's that? You know I'm in Arizona.
You at the gym or what?
Yes, sir. I'm in the gym right now. Some people got to work for a living, Chris. We ain't rich like you.
Yeah,
come on, Troy. You know that they're all working.
Yes, sir, Milos.
They had the
Milos.
Tell me.
Did you go to the fights this past weekend?
There was nothing this weekend, man.
There were no fights.
There's no fights. Today is Contender Series, and then Saturday is Paris.
Doesn't that mean you're in a hurry? You got to go?
It's 5 o'clock. Don't worry. I have plenty of time. Plenty of time, by all means. But yeah, I mean, Troy is good friends with Michael White, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he is there quite often. I've seen him many times. He is a badass MF, right?
Hey, Milos, he's like even a better person, right?
Yes, I mean, you know him better than me, but yeah, he's a wonderful guy.
We grew up together when we were in Connecticut, man, from birth till like he was my neighbor, and my brother and I were the ones that started the karate back in the day, and he always wanted to join in, but his mom wouldn't let him, so he ended up sneaking out on his own, and that tells the story's been told by just who he is right now.
Yes.
Remember Michael. One time I had a conversation with him where he told me that he started doing martial arts together with you.
Yes, sir.
You guys started time, you just somehow dropped out or stopped, and he just kept going.
Yeah, when we moved from Connecticut to Arizona, he stayed on his own. He stayed with it, and he ended up, how he got about 7 different black belts. He would go to New York and he would do the tournaments there. My brother and I never got a chance to stay with it once we got back home. And I just live off of him now, just through his skills, and then teach me stuff now.
How long did you do martial arts back then? It's a long time ago.
Yeah, it's way back, but I did it for like 2.5 years. I got to brown belt 2nd degree, so my brother and I were just steps away from a black belt. And I wish we would have stuck with it, but at that time it was straight jujitsu. We just learned the regular martial arts with we didn't do any of the swords or anything like that. It was just strictly jujitsu. None of the grappling of today. I wish we would have. That would have been fun if I was able to stick with it.
Yeah, hey guys, do you know that Troy is the reason why I live in Arizona?
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, this is. Let me tell you guys how this happened. I was living in Germany, and my wife said, I want to go to the States because her sister lived in Tampa at that time. So I said, okay, I have an aunt in Miami. So I went out, we flew down to Miami. We looking at some houses. She showed us some stuff. And, I saw a house that I liked, and we decided for a house. And then we started talking. After that, we sat down and had food somewhere, and she started talking, and somehow out of the conversation, hurricanes came up. And my wife like, what hurricane? What did hurricane? It's a bad storm. And she said to me, like, what am I going to do when you're traveling and there's a storm? I said, I don't know. So she said, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. So Troy said to me, come down to Phoenix and check that place out. I remember I flew down to Phoenix by myself.
Yes, sir.
I stayed with Troy for a few days. We looked around. You know what? I rented the house for 6 months. And I told him, I said, listen, we're moving to to Arizona.
Yep.
That's what happened.
Damn.
Yeah.
And that boy, you ain't looked back, have you, Dennis?
Huh?
You haven't even looked back, have you?
No, I'm stuck. Because when you get around, and this is what I like about Phoenix, and Chris, you know too, because you've been there a few times. It's so convenient. There's no traffic. You don't have to worry about traffic jams. Even in rush hour, there's no traffic.
Yes.
Compared to LA, the city, it's ridiculous. It's clean. It's really convenient. The house where I live is really convenient. Even if I'm not home, she can just walk out to, there's all the stores out, just literally across the street. And no, I like it there. I really do. Airport is not far.
Yeah, but your house is laid out too, real boy. I like it there too.
Yeah, no, I remodeled everything. You don't wouldn't recognize nothing, not even a. So Troy, tell us what's going on, man. We haven't seen you because you've been retired for how long now?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh man, since 2013.
Who's that fat guy walking in the back? Tell that fat guy.
You got all this traffic and shit.
No, that's Chad. That's the owner of the gym.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Tell that stay away from the damn screen.
Yeah, cruising around.
Yeah, I
Troy,
retired in 2013 was my last Olympia.
Was that the 12?
This dude.
What's that, D?
Was that the 212 Olympia? Didn't you switch down go down to 212?
Yes, sir. It was a 212 Olympia, and
what was the main reason for you to say, okay, this is it?
You know what's crazy, man? Because the last two shows, because I went to 212 that year, and I did the Orlando Pro, and I won that show that qualified me for Olympia. And then, what happened at that show was first time something that had happened to me before. It was like after prejudging, I got sick like a mofo, man. Just throwing up in the shower room, just heave hoeing, like just crazy. So anyway, I made it to the night show and competed. I was fortunate enough to win. Then when I got to Olympia, almost the same exact thing. I got in tremendous shape. Well, right after prejudging, again, thrown up profusely, I couldn't even make it back to the night show on that particular Olympia. I didn't go back to the night show. And I was like, man, I'm a pretty faithful guy. And I think that was God telling me, like, man, just know your number. I've warned you twice now. So I just said, that's it. I ain't going back at it anymore because I didn't like the way I never got sick like that ever. And then 2 times in a row, just sick as a dog right after prejudging. So my body just wasn't able to handle it anymore. That dehydration, that pulling hard, just couldn't do it anymore. So I listened. I was like, all right, I'm done. There was no looking back. I didn't second guess it. It was completely done. Yeah.
They had to be 47 at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Yeah, there's not a lot of people 47 still competing on the highest level.
Respect. I appreciate that. That's why I look up to Crazy Dexter.
Speaking of that, guys, yeah, if I can say, because Dennis and Troy, you both did the 212 Masters Olympia, right? And Masters. And I was just asking a question yesterday, like, what I think, you're going to come back to Masters? I said, no. I would not like to encourage anybody at the age of 50, 60, like myself, to go through what we need to do, right? But then Ron Harris asked me, okay, how did they qualify for Masters Olympia? I said, let me think. And then I said, there was no qualification, right? When you guys competed, there was like 30 guys.
Yes.
So there was, is this a requirement for Mr. Olympia Masters, or everybody is age qualified, disqualified?
That's the way it was back then. I think it was the age, and I think, I think we talked about this before. I think if they do another Masters Olympia, it definitely should be a little bit different. Nobody who still competes in the Open or in the 212 or in a Classic should be able to do the Masters if they're still active in the Open.
I agree.
Because it's not fair. Because if it was and Tony, who both were still actively competing, shit, I would have won the Masters.
Yep.
So I'm not saying
you're trying to add more wins under your damn belt.
Well,
You're trying to get it.
But Dexter won 2012, right? So he was active too.
Yep.
When you were third, Dennis.
Yeah, he was still competing in the Open, and I think that they shouldn't do that. They shouldn't let guys that compete in the Open Olympia still and place in the top 5 do the Masters. Compete against guys, Andreas Carling and Samir Banu. Or was Samir on stage too? He was, right?
He was. Yep.
That's not fair.
Yeah,
That's not.
I agree.
But Troy, I want to ask you because you have one of the stories just like Flex Wheeler. He was placing second. I know my friend Chris Dim also. He's going to be next week, right? He was also second. He was going to, stop competing. He said if he's not pro by age of 30, he's going to stop. And then last show before that, the 2003 Nationals, he won and turned pro. You were like second. I remember I was coaching him back in the day, and we got that second to Victor, second to Tavita, second, like so many times, right?
Yep.
How many times did you play second?
That was 3 in a row. Like you said, it was second to Tavita, second to Victor, and then second to Fred Bagot.
Fred Bagot, yeah.
But Troy also won his class at the USA's.
Yes, I did. 1998, I won the light heavyweight. I won the Junior Nationals, Junior USA overall the year before, 97. 1998, I won the light heavyweight class at the USA. Right. And then when I took those seconds 3 times in a row, like your guy said, that was the same thing I told myself. I told my wife, I said, look, we done this the whole time, and it hasn't turned out. I said, I'm going to put everything I got into this one. I'm going to dedicate myself 100% to this. If it don't happen, it just ain't meant to be. And that was just, I didn't put it in the media. I didn't say this is going to be if I don't win, blah, blah, blah. I just let it happen, let it transpire. If it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be. I was fortunate enough that I was able to get it that year. But it just worked out in my favor. But it was tough, man. Mentally, the first time wasn't mentally tough because I was excited. Because even though people said you could have beat Tavita, blah, 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 it was good to be in that elite status to where they're considering me to be pro. So I didn't get bothered. And then with Victor, that was a great battle. I remember Dennis was there. He said, man, close, man. I think he might got you by a little bit, but it's close. Weren't you at the Nationals, Dennis, in that year? 2000? What year was that? No, 2000. What year was that? 2000? Or was me and Victor?
No, are you talking about the 1999 in Dallas?
No, it was in New York. Victor won the overall in New York that year.
That was 2000 when I lost my fucking money.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. And by the way, Troy. Yeah, Troy, because I was talking to Dennis, like, okay, what's happening? And he says, okay, it's you and this Victor guy. I had no idea who Victor was at the time.
Yeah.
And Dennis kind of, you probably remember, Dennis. You said, oh yeah, he kind of looks like you. He has a kind of physique like you. That's what you told me. And then Victor came for a photo shoot. It's like, wow. So now I see, because I didn't see anybody beating Troy. He was that good. But then Victor came like, God damn, this guy is phenomenal, right?
Yeah. That was he pissed me off, man, because I didn't know nothing about no damn Victor.
We talked at that time.
But I was visiting him even at his home at that time, like before he turned pro. So that was like in the 90s. I knew him already.
Yeah. I wonder how he turned out even being U.S. citizen.
All right. But listen,
Troy, I didn't know he wasn't U.S. citizen until a couple of years ago when he got his citizenship. But then again, when 98, when I won the USA's, nobody asked me for a passport. I could have a fucking Chinese passport.
Hey, and do the show, huh?
But hold on, Dennis. Do you know my story in the 99 Nationals? I came here to Vegas for vacation, and there was Steve Carr.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't allowed. Yeah, but anyway, okay. I told that story. I repeat. Old people repeat themselves. But I was gonna ask.
Come to the right place.
Yes, sir.
Troy, 2003. You did pretty much every show. Like I can't remember. You did like 10 shows, right?
Yeah.
You did starting from Ironman, Arnold Classic, all the way. Was Ironman your pro debut?
Yes, it was. And what's crazy about that one? That was my pro debut, and I remember specifically having dreams about that one to get the first call out with Flex Wheeler. And I saw it, I envisioned it, and then I get in there, whatever, and they called me. I was like a kid, man. I was smiling from ear to ear, like, what the fuck? I got called out with Flex Wheeler and Jade Cutler was my first call out. And I was so excited, I forgot how to do a back double by. I kept pinching my shoulders. They said, open up. And I said, I am. and I kept pitching harder and harder. So it was like I was just elated to
Pleasing
be
the
on that
shit out
stage.
of it.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris,
I was
you're the
next
one
to
that
Chris
got me.
Aceto. He was screaming at you because he prepared you. And this is Chris Aceto was like, look at me. Look at Troy has a striated glutes. I said, come on. That was the one striation I saw, but that's improvement.
No, but 2003 was a good year for Troy. He ended up he did 7th at the Olympia, or 6th or 7th.
Yes, I tied for 7th with Durham Charles. But I'll give credit to Chris for that one because I wasn't going to do Australia. And Chris told me, he's like, man, you got to come out here and do that show. It's a good trip. You know, I'll take care of you. I'll show you the way around. And Chris is the one that talked me into doing Australia where I qualified. I think I took 2nd to you, Chris, on that one, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I took 2nd to Chris in that 2000.
That was Australia, man. I was always trying to get Tony some people out there, and I knew
you talked He talked everybody into going.
Damn right. I said, you gotta come. Yeah, but I know how Tony was gonna do, so I knew it was gonna be good, you know.
Probably with Tony, I said, listen, I'll bring all the guys, but make sure I win.
Hey, I was pissed that time I didn't win. I was so pissed. I was like, I'm never coming back to this motherfucker ever again. Fuck this. Tony's like, chill. He was all, Chris is very close. So just
Troy was there.
Go. Huh?
Troy was Troy there in, what is it, 2002?
No, I didn't know. I didn't turn pro in 2002. I turned pro in 2003.
No, but when was the Australia? Because wasn't it where Tony had us all weigh in at in a walking street somewhere?
Not that year. I was there.
Yeah, no? the 2003 there was Jonathan Davey that was competing and Luke Wood, but it was maybe like 10 guys at the time. Yeah, because initially, like you guys said, Chris and Dennis and you guys were coming to fill up the show for Tony. We had Tony last week, right? So anyway, Chris was like major guy to bring the guys, and I commend him. 1 year I brought 5 guys.
Wow.
You know, for that show. But yeah, you were 2nd to Chris, and that was the Olympia qualification. Yeah, geez, congratulations, man.
That's on Chris, man. I appreciate that, Chris. And then I did 9 shows that year. 9 shows.
Yeah, man.
That was crazy. I was excited, man. I was like first time pro, and like, hell yeah, I'm gonna just do them all if I can.
That's how we was doing it back then, you know. Yeah, that's why, like, a lot of people today, they're like, they'll compete in 2 or 3 shows, and they're done. They're like, shit, I don't know how you guys do it. I was like, we just did that shit, man. It was like we do that shit on a yearly basis, you know.
Yeah, but I think I'm not to discredit them in any way, but I think we took care of ourselves a little better than what they do today. And the way we train is a little bit different than the way they do today.
Yeah, but you know, it's also a lot of bro science. Also, it's a lot of coaches that coach people, and then those people got people under them. It's like a pyramid of people getting people ready for competitions that don't really know the answers that they actually need to know.
I agree.
Troy,
yes,
Troy,
sir.
I know it's not everybody's thing that after they retire to stay involved in the sport and follow the sport. So that's why I'm asking you, do you still follow the sport? Do you keep up with the new guys in the Olympia and the Arnold and all those shows?
Nah, man, I hate to say it, but no, I hear about it through some of the competitors will tell me a little bit about it, and then I'll be intrigued to see how it goes at the Olympia from certain individuals, but not really. I gotta say I'm a fan of classic though. I'm a fan of the classic bias, so I am interested in that. And I'm looking at this kid right now. I think he's 212. Keon, the prodigy.
Yeah.
That boy is nice, man. Like he's like head to toe shape out of this world.
Yeah, his shape stands out a lot, man, for sure.
Yeah, and then that other the 212 guy, that the white guy, what's his name that won the 212 last year?
Derek.
What's his name?
Derek Lunsford.
Yes, that boy looks good as hell too. He's big as a house and great condition. So I'm a big fan of the 212, and when I do watch the Olympia, I get upset every time because I think Brandon Curry's got the potential. to go ahead and knock it out of the ballpark, but he just doesn't come in peeled every time, and it drives me crazy. It's like, man, you got all the parts, you just got to put it together. I don't understand how he doesn't focus on that conditioning to make that his priority, because size is there. You don't need no more size. You just got to bring the conditioning in. And it's frustrating for me to watch and see him like take away from himself like that.
Hear that, Curry? You're frustrating the shit out of people.
Yes. And that your guy, Chris, don't you work with him a little bit?
What's that?
Regarding Derek, if he's doing the open, anything confirmed?
I like you say, we know it's gonna happen. So
yeah,
he's gonna leave it at that. I know they can say or do whatever, or wait or whatever the suspenseful thing, but I think we all know what's gonna happen. There's no way you're gonna do. He has striations in his quads at the damn show. There, you're gonna get down and you're 260. You're gonna get down to 212. Really?
Oh yeah. God, is that big?
Yeah,
he would. To Pittsburgh, if people would say, "Oh, he lost all the muscle, all that shit's gone." Yeah, he needs to be in the open, and he do well. He'll do. I would say if he goes into the open, if he brings.
I think about the money too. That's at the end of the day, he's got a family, man. It don't make any sense not to go anything less than open.
So what else happened in the last 5 days that I'm gone? Any
new with you, man? Tell us something over there.
Yeah, I want to hear about Dubai.
You're trying to act like the cat that ate the canary over there with your goddamn banners up and shit. About 2 banners.
Hey,
and now you fucking act like you ain't in Dubai with fucking Ramy and shit. You better say something. Shit. Oh, Ramy. I want to see Ramy come through the banners like,
and we're training. I mean, I'm pushing him hard. He's willing to get totally pushed. I mean, this is surprising to me because it's 4 months out, and I can push him, really, really well. And bro, fucking looks bad. I'm telling you. I just had him again today. It was
what happened?
I had him pose today again.
Okay.
The videos and the pictures do not do him any justice.
Never does anyway, though, because I remember. Remember you told me him in New York. In New York, he was like, "Chris, you got to see this. You got to see this."
Okay, even though it looks impressive in the pictures and in the videos, it's in real life. It's almost next level. I say.
It's 16 weeks out, and he looks super lean. I mean, he looks like a goddamn 6 weeks, 4 weeks out.
Yes.
Oh, at least like last year, definitely 3 weeks out.
Yeah. So what do you think contributed to that? Do you think he just rested his mind? Maybe he's
he was training, Chris. He was training. He started training basically the day after the Olympia. I remember we went straight to the gym, and so he kept training. He had days here and there where he had some issues going on, but all in all, he was training the whole time. So right now, he's at a weight where he's been before, but he never looked as good at that weight.
How does he feel? How does he feel? He looked last year to himself.
He knows. He knows he wasn't at his best. I mean, he was okay. He's better Saturday, but he knows Friday he wasn't on. He knows, and he knows why. He knows because he hasn't trained in 6 months. Over 6 months, he didn't even train. So then coming 3.5, 4 months before the Olympia, trying to gain all that muscle back and get in shape at the same time, that's not possible.
Yeah. How about his posing? I remember I liked when he came out of his shell and kind of did a little something different. Had a little swag with the little playing the guitar on the stage and shit.
Yeah. That was 2020.
I like that shit. Who came up with that? Was that him, or was that some of you?
I didn't. I mean,
I was thinking of your ass. I was like, I said, Dennis got his ass out there trying to do something a little different.
Well, listen,
Dennis will hit the woo.
If I tell you that he came up with that by himself, would you believe it?
No.
I'm telling you. We chose the song because I said we got to get a song where the crowd,
yeah.
So, and I didn't know he was going to play the guitar because I think that's stupid.
That's cool, man. Come on.
Yeah, but he came over cool.
You gotta do something. You gotta do something different from just this and this. Like I was out there scratching on my fucking serratus before. Like I can't do it now, but I used to hit that shit. I used to do the zippers on the quads.
Yeah.
I used to make the noise and everything.
Up and down.
I used to make the noise and everything. Hey, remember you came up next to me I came up on the stage. Who was that on the stage? And I said, all business. I don't know why I said
Iron Man 99. I was there.
I was sick. They called me up to the middle. I just got up there, I was like, all business. And they just looked at me like, what the hell is this dude?
I don't remember that from 99, but I remember 2000 when I was there.
Yeah, you were there. Dennis, you were with Melvin watching.
Right? Exactly. And Chris came out, and then when he done his mandatories, and then their fool came out pointing at me in the audience, like, all right. I was like, all right. And then the next weekend, we're in fucking Columbus.
Oh, okay.
And then the week after that, we're in Hungary, and that's where I caught him.
Yeah. That blindsided me, man. I was not ready for that. I was like, hold on, wait. What the hell happened? Wait, what? Dennis, who did what?
and Melvin, it's funny backstage. Melvin,
and he was over there.
Backstage. You know, Melvin,
like, say, that son of a gun. Yeah.
What was the guy's name from England? His damn fucking triceps exploded on stage.
Oh,
yeah, Ernie Taylor.
No.
Ernie Taylor.
No. Sean something.
Oh, Sean. Yeah. The guy with the dinosaur, they call him, or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
I'm started leaking.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember when we stood in the lineup in groups, I'm looking at his arm and I was like, this shit look like it's about to bust. I was just thinking that. And it literally exploded on stage.
Jeez. Oh. Damn, I don't know about that. I never heard of that.
We were just saying we took better care of ourselves.
He took care of himself and took his ass off stage.
I remember that he was having some complications all over the place.
Yeah, dripping all over.
I took him to get a tattoo in Venice. We took him to get a tattoo in Venice one time. After the tour, we all got off the airport. I said, let's go get a tattoo. Took Lee Priest and a lot of these guys over. We went to the tattoo shop, start getting tattoos and shit. I remember that.
Hey, change the subject real quick, guys.
Kidney train.
Yeah.
Is he? Oh, wait a minute.
He passed, right?
I was about to say, he's still alive? Something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He passed.
Yeah. Who's that died?
Who was the dude?
Last name.
I can't believe I don't remember the name.
People always ask how I got here. I was willing to work just a little harder than everyone else. Every damn day. If I can have hundreds of hours back, you know I'm gonna grab them. Spending hours prepping chicken, rice, and vegetables, F that. I rely on perfect nutrition. I rely on trifecta.
Sean, I forgot his last name, yeah. But I just
almost said Shawn Michaels, but that's the wrestler.
Yeah. I used to date Shawn Michaels' wife.
Did you? Who?
Shawn Michaels' wife. Remember that group they had out of Atlanta called the? Oh shit! I better not say that.
It was Sean Davis.
Yeah. Oh, he died.
Yeah.
Sean Davies died.
What?
I think.
Died?
Let me look it up. Hold on.
I hope not.
I thought he did.
Hey, listen, guys, real quick. What do you think with today's all the years that we were in the game together? I'd never seen so many people pass away from the sport in our entire career, as many have died in the last 2 years. Do you think that's a correlation of COVID, or what do you think that is, or the way they take care of themselves? What do you think that's related to?
I mean, it's tough question. Of course, we don't have any evidence.
Yeah.
It's just speculation. But there's no coincidences, right? We had guys taking juice in 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s and so only variable that is different. Yeah, there is COVID and vaccines and God knows. I mean, I'm not an expert by no means, but I had a COVID, and I know physically how I feel afterwards. I mean, Jesus. I mean, when I had it, I couldn't function whatsoever. It would be like effort to get up and go to the bathroom. Forget about eating, forget about drinking. Like you are dehydrated and thirsty, but I cannot reach for the water, basically.
Wow.
Yeah. And then afterwards, this just sense of, tiredness. And, like when you make a fist and you feel the power, you can nail the wall. But then you do this, actually, there's nothing there, like Jesus. And in the gym, I can do nothing. I mean, it's not like I was super strong at all before, but now it's like pathetic. So physically, it does something to you. I have about 20 people, close people that I know that were healthy otherwise and died from my aunt and good friends and after COVID. So I don't want to speculate, but
hey, Milos, did they get vaccinated or not, or no?
Did they get what?
Did any of the people that you knew, did they get vaccinated?
Yeah. All of them.
Yep.
All of them.
Yeah. That's what I feel, because I've never seen, like you said, we've been through everything. We saw Munzer die, but we know how he died. We know how Benaciza died. We know how they died. But at the same time, we don't know that young kid, 37-year-old, that the great 212 guy that passed away last year, Philip
George Peterson.
Yeah. And then of course the great Sean Roden, and then you got we know, but just some of these amazing bodybuilders that are just at young ages.
Yeah, but they
a lot of heart issues though, right?
What's that?
A lot of heart issues though.
Yeah, but you don't think we all had that same stuff, doing the same thing back then?
Actually, I did. I mean, like I said, I had a doctor tell me that my heart was very large, and I probably should stop bodybuilding. But I said that before many times before, but I was in a bubble to where I didn't. That was not my concern. My concern was getting back on stage.
Okay.
So I understand the mentality behind it. But I just think I think it has a lot to do with it. You're just in a physical bubble, and you're on that mission, on that journey.
Yeah.
My dumb ass telling the doctor, well, you're a doctor and you can get a death-defying disease at any time of day or night out of this motherfucker, and you do it for a living because that's what you do. And I said, I'm a bodybuilder. That's what I do, is I bodybuild. So but then 6 months and a year later, I was out of the bubble and I wanted to live. I want to live. Gotta live.
Yeah, Sean, Chris, I think we were off a little bit. I think he didn't die, but I heard something. I don't know.
Oh, he didn't? Okay, cool. Yeah, I thought, maybe that's good news then.
Sean, his career ended after kidney failure and a transplant, and he has campaigns for others to sign up to be organ donors. He's a father to daughter Haley. He's born in '66 too. So
same year as me. Yep.
But Troy, I still see that TRT is kicking. Keeping healthy, huh?
Yeah, I got 2 kids, man. I got no
Are you still train, or you just do a little bit of here and there?
No, I got one of my clients that I train with him every day, but I don't train hard. I make him push hard, and I watch Milos all the damn time. Like, what the hell is wrong with Milos, man? That boy just never ever stops.
Oh no, he's slowing down.
Is he slowing down now?
Slowing down big time, Troy.
You was going strong for a minute. I was like, shit.
Hey, listen,
Don't come
Troy
over here
has
with
a
that
better.
bullshit.
Chris,
Troy, you have a better arms now than I had at Olympia.
finally caught up with him. He slowed down.
No, it's just, for me, it's just about staying in shape. I train like 30, 45 minutes a day, just do my little one body part and just like enough to just get a pump, just high volume, but there's nothing serious at all because everything hurts now. When you're not lubricating everything the way we used to back then, we can get through stuff, but now everything hurts. Elbows, knees, back, it all hurts. And I'm like, so I just stay the course just to stay in shape. My little ass is only about 200 pounds, and I just feel good, just feel like I can run around my kids and do what I need to do. So that's all my goal is just to stay just as healthy as possible to be able to catch them and chase them around.
That's your normal weight is around 200?
Yeah, that's my normal weight is about 200 pounds. I don't go, the highest I go is about 205, 208, and lowest I go is about 195.
Did you drop a lot, Dennis, in your weight?
What?
Did you drop a lot in your weight?
Yes. Yeah. Finally. Took a while. It took so long. I remember.
I was watching you. I'm like, look at this boy. Look at this boy. Look at this boy. These arms.
I had to, man. I cut my protein, and that's when I started losing muscle. Before, I could never lose muscle. I could train or not train, and I go to the gym, and I train 2 days, eat 4 meals, and I still grow. So now I'm down to 230.
Still big as hell.
But it's soft. But a soft 230. That's not I'm not talking about a full 230. That's a soft 230.
Hey, come on. We've seen those towel shots with the abs. Come on,
but that was before. That's like 2 years ago.
That was before. What about you, Milos? What's your weight like?
235.
235?
Right now, it would be under the chest.
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm big boned, right? And I'm actually heavier than I looked, because you know how Flax said those teeny tiny joints, right? And all this stuff. I was just bony and heavier than I actually looked because I didn't create that illusion. Sitting next to you guys, I mean, Jesus, Ronnie, Chris, Kevin, right? Flax, this, muscle roundness, going into the smaller joints. Look at this sucker. I mean, it's like, you can't go around it.
That's why you always got your forearms showing. You always got this.
Yeah, I had the no forearms.
I was in the picture. And I'm still, dude, believe this shit? I'm still like 260.
God dang.
262. I never get fucking lower. I am attempting to get my cardio, and I'm tempted to get better. What?
That's 260 all ass.
All ass. I know.
Hey, listen to this.
Ass.
I am
That's all I got.
Cardio. Chris, when was the last time you did cardio?
Oh, I got 3 cardios fucking shit right there, buddy.
Yeah, but when's the last time you used it?
I
use them when I play PlayStation.
No, but what about you, Milos? You doing cardio?
Hell no.
Come on, Milos.
Why not?
I swear I don't do the cardio. 99 could be the last. No, I like 2003 when I was still competing. I had to do a couple of them, but I hate cardio with a passion. Seriously.
The cardio.
6 o'clock in the morning, I'm in the hotel gym doing my cardio.
Damn.
Yeah.
Every day. That's a must. If I don't do cardio, I don't give a fuck about the gym. But I gotta do.
But you always like it. You like it. I hate it.
I hate it too.
But when I'm at home, I could be on the Stairmaster for 2 hours.
What?
Yeah.
Watching videos. Oh, that shit flies.
Damn.
I can sit on my chair, watch TV, no problem for 2 hours.
Me too.
Do any of you guys watch bodybuilding videos, or you just watching regular stuff or a podcast?
No, when I watch, when I get I fucking think it's funny. I watch these First Amendment auditors, them cop watchers.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, if you Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about. These guys are fucking, they expose the cops, and with their by knowing, telling the cops what they don't want to do and won't do. This is funny. I watch this stuff. This is funny. I get a kick out of it. That's why it pulls me over. I'm gonna take my phone right away and I start talking shit.
Damn.
Yeah, Troy.
Yes, sir.
You came to visit me. I was in a burn accident and I was in Maricopa Burn Center in Phoenix, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
here comes Troy, brings me the most beautiful fucking cake you can't even imagine, right? I was in so much Demerol, I was seeing things, but I do remember, I think that was the biggest arm I have ever seen because you flexed, you did the double biceps pose. You remember? I was just going over and over. I was probably high on the fucking drugs. But oh my God, look at that. Look at it. It was crazy. I mean, really.
I don't
you remember that?
Yeah, I remember you just laying down in pain. You can't move. And you wanted me to continue to do a front double bicep for you. Let me just see it again. Just pose one more time. Like, man, you're about dying. And you want to see me do a damn double bi? What's wrong with you?
It looked like the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, Jesus.
Remember that.
Can you believe he does this movie, whatever that was, and he fucking burns up and doesn't one thing. To this day, I don't know how he didn't sue anybody.
I'm not the type of guy. And you see, the thing is, everybody
laying in the hospital, burned the fuck up, looking like a hot dog, and you didn't want to sue nobody.
You know what? I have the footage when I'm getting out of the fire. I have that footage, but it's like 1 second because you can imagine, right? I step on that air ramp and it just catapults me through the fire. And I supposed to, Predator movie when Arnold, was flying in the air after the explosion. So that's what I'm supposed to do, right? The fire is going to be behind me and I'm supposed to do that thing. And I just came out like a sack of potato, like shit. I was in explosion. Can you imagine the heat and the brightness?
I remember that.
No, I don't imagine that.
Yeah, dude, you look trippy for a while, dog. You was just like,
I was
like, man, like what happened to Milos? Like, shit.
His skin, he showed me, man. His skin was off of him, man. I've never seen anything so horrifying. It was just terrible. I don't know how he even made it through that, Milos. You strong.
He always had these Hollywood looks and shit, and then he was burn man.
Hey, but let me tell you, in the burn center there is no mirrors, right? There's no mirrors. You can't see nothing. And then I was like, okay, I didn't know what I looked like. And then Milamar was there and she had a camera. And of course, she's like, let me take a picture. And then I looked at it. Jesus Christ, it was like a scary movie. And then I might as well, I post all those pictures on the getbig.com. So all this scary face, it looked horrible. Yeah.
How long were you in the hospital?
2 weeks.
Ooh.
And how long were you in severe pain?
Well, listen, this is what is the problem. 3rd and 4th degree burns, right? Your nerves are still saved. So there was like patches of skin that need to be peeled, so they will literally, with a scalpel, try to peel it off. And it's not like a potato that goes easy, right? So it gets stuck in there. And you can feel every goddamn move. So basically, initially they told me I'm going to have a skin grafting surgery for sure. I know there was Dr. Caruso, Daniel Caruso, head Maricopa Burn Center. He says, listen, you're going to have to, have a skin grafting. You're going to have to take your skin from the U.S. And she said, please, no. I said, I'll do anything aggressively. Let me do it, right? So 2 times a day, I remember they would take me to that place that I would try to handle as much as I can. And then I would always pass out and wake up in the bed. But Charles Poliquin was there, and they allow him to bring me his IV potions, some major antioxidants. There was now I'm gonna shock you when I say there was 300 grams, not milligrams, of a vitamin C in this IV solution. Wow. I mean, unheard of, and all kinds of antioxidants. And they let him do it. And then I went to hyperbaric chamber. I don't know if you guys went there a few times, but I'm majorly claustrophobic, right? And so I didn't take much of it, man. When they, put that pressure and lower me down, I was like on the window, you take me out, I can't handle it. Shit.
How did you get claustrophobic?
I tell you exactly.
You know how I know how I did it.
Yeah, I'll tell you. 94 Olympia preparation, and I was in San Diego, but back when I was in Europe, if somebody would tell me in California a guy goes to the tanning session, I would say, what a moron. Go in the sun and get the sun right outside. But when we're in California or Phoenix right now, and you want to get tan, you don't go in the sun, you go to the tanning the booth. So there was a high pressure bed, I remember. And I went in, and you know how it's by the side, the button that you need to lower. This is 1994. It's not this new ones. So you push the button and came down. Okay, it's touching my chest already. I can hardly breathe. And then about 10 minutes into it, vent behind me, went off. So now there is no ventilation. It's like, oh shit. So I started kind of panicking, right? Okay. And then as you're panicking, okay, that's it. Let me just push this, button and get out of it because I can't handle it. But then I guess I lowered myself and I was trying to reach that button low and it was high. When you're doing this for 20, 30 seconds and you can't find it?
Yeah.
The amount of panic that I got, like, Jesus. So I just pushed and I broke that goddamn bed, and that was like $30,000 bed or something. But I couldn't handle it. That's when I realized I was claustrophobic. Oh my God, right? And these things keep happening. If you get me in a closed place, all of a sudden when I realize, I'm limited, my heart rate goes to the roof. So I went to the MRI, for example, the same thing.
God.
I went in, I started screaming, get me out of it. I can't handle it. How about you?
No, they got it. Well, for me, I'm the same with trying to do an MRI. Both of my shoulders, as soon as I'm starting to slide in there, both of my shoulders touch the sides, and then that's it. I can't. They have to put me to sleep to get an MRI. I mean, there's no fucking way. I gotta go to sleep every time. There's no way. But when I was in college, I was wrestling and trying to suck weight down. We wasn't really dieting, like you would do now. So I did diet a little bit in high school, but when I got to college, I was just like eating whatever. All my roommates were red shirt, so I was the only one in the house that was under scholarship, have to wrestle, and they were trying to suck me down. So I'm in the booth in the sauna with 6 other guys, but it's a sauna for like 4 people. So it's 6 guys standing like shoulder to shoulder. You have no window. There's only a little thing like this to even look out. And I'm trying to look out of that thing, just try to get some peace of mind. But you got to stand there as long as you can. And we just got like popsicle sticks just scraping off water, trying to, get as much water out of our system every time. That gave me claustrophobia. And so, Rico and Flex used to think it's so funny that I can't sit in back seats because they had me in the back seat of Flex's girlfriend's car. It was like a little small, white car. And they were laughing because I was freaking out in the back seat. I told them, I said, we're going to kick the fucking window out if you don't let me in this fucking car. And they had to pull over because I was like freaking out in the back seat.
For sure.
And, man, that claustrophobia, man, that's just fucked. Not airplanes, everything.
I got the story too. Vegas, Olympia. It was, I don't know what year it was. I think it was 2002 or 2004. I don't know. The year at the Olympia. My brother was over there visiting, and he's scared of elevators.
Yeah, I was there.
Wait, but you went in the elevator with us, though.
So this is what it is. We got into the elevator and lights shut off.
Hold on. Were you in the elevator too?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just me and my brother. Here's what happened. We in the elevator. My brother's scared of elevators. I don't even know why he went in the elevator, because he would, to this day, he would walk stairs. I don't care if it's 100 floors. Elevator, talking. We open. We wait for the elevator. We talking. We get in, talking, thinking we fucking drive. We fucking elevator's moving, and all of a sudden the lights shut off.
Oh.
Now, I know my brother. He starts panicking. I know my brother's going to start swinging. So I'm down on the floor. I'm touching myself because you can't see shit. Come to find out that we went in the elevator, but we didn't push any buttons. And when they stand by for too long, it shuts the light off.
I was there, man.
I'm sliding. I'm crawling, and I'm trying to touch buttons, and I finally get my button, and he opens up the door. We're still in the same damn floor.
That was the same year when I was driving you guys back to California, and I fell asleep in a car. Remember?
Shit. Yeah. My brother was so scared. He said, "Hey, look, he's falling asleep. He's falling asleep."
But I hit the bump on the road, and then everybody hit their head into the ceiling.
Oh my God!
Listen, shit. Don't give the coach that doesn't sleep for 3 nights to drive back. Shit.
So listen, what show's coming up?
Italy. The next show is Italy. Yeah.
Is that a pro show?
It's a pro show. Yeah. I will have Jamie Johal, Christian. I don't even know what's his last name. Jamie the Giant, right?
Okay.
He has like 5 names,
Yeah.
And then I have a Mohammed El Imam doing it too.
The one from Russia.
Yeah, I mean, this is that he was ready for these American shows. I mean, and then he couldn't get the visa because Russian vaccine doesn't count.
Milos, who's the black guy you just with that? I think he just won. That looked like perfect. Like he had a beautiful shape. He was big.
Oh, that's Andrew Jack. Andrew Jack, right?
No. He's probably talking to the one from Iran. Get the visa.
No, but what did you ask, Troy?
No, who's the guy that just competed that I'd never seen before that had like beautiful shape, big, kind of remember like a little bit of a Chris and who's that?
Andrew Jack.
Yeah. Who the hell? I'd never seen him before. Now he's amazing.
That was his 3rd show.
What?
Ever. Wow. He did one show in the Elite. He did the Arnold Amateur earlier this year, and that was his pro debut.
Wow. Yeah. Like that is like an amazing physique. He got it all. He got a small waist. He has sweeping quads, got a big back, big arms. Everything flowed really well with him.
6'2".
What's that, Dennis?
6'2". Super tall.
God.
Yeah, and has a high quality. You see, Troy had that super flat stomach. Some people could have abs and all that stuff, right? But you are one of those that from the side it looked like somebody just smashed everything in. You were one of those. And Andrew Jack has a super flat stomach. Wow. There's abs and then super flat stomach. So when you combine deep abs with a super flat stomach, that looks like, oh my God. And then of course you have this crazy shoulder width, V-taper, so yeah, he is super dangerous. How do
you feel about him at the Olympia?
Well, that's I'm going to say this. Easily top 10. And top 10 at the Olympia, somebody has to be first, somebody has to be 10, right?
So you think he'll be in a second call out?
I think so. And I just said this yesterday. I think that this Olympia is going to be first call out, expected guys, maybe a couple of guys that can squeak in. But then second call out is going to be crazy. And then judges going to get second guy call outs into the first group. And I expect that this Olympia is going to be major enjoyment. It's going to be crisscrossing and comparing. Right. I think that.
If I was judging, I would just put all the fucking hottest motherfuckers on the planet out there in the first call out. No matter where you place, I would just put them out there first and let the crowd just go fucking nuts. I'd put the rivalry people. I'd put Ramy first, and I'd put the rivalry, the guys who have a rivalry with each other. Andrew Jack, or I'll put the hunters and the. I don't care. I put seven people out there. Said I don't care.
But listen, I'm really excited what Samson is going to bring. I'm excited to see him.
Samson is motivated like you cannot believe. He's bringing the heat, guaranteed. But listen, okay, back in our times, we had the 3 guys being compared, right? And 3 guys. Now it's 6, and really, I think that 6 should be about a max. Because if you're the judge, how can you look all the way guy to the left and all the way guy to the right, and everything in between in each and every pose? It is hard. So I don't think that more than 6 should be called.
I'm not saying like to judge everybody fairly. I'm talking about just for the excitement of seeing them all in that first one.
Chris would start the show with a pose down.
Yeah, exactly. Pose down first. Yeah, just get the crowd going nuts.
I'm excited for this year because there's a whole bunch of guys breaking through this year. I have a feeling, like Samson, like Andrew, like and you know what? Since you brought up Italy, because Michael Crisso, I think, is going to go do the amateur Olympia there. He's going for his pro card there in Italy.
Yeah,
and then he will probably most likely do either Prague or Romania.
Hey man, I'm just glad to see the Pro League got all the stars coming, everything lined up to where everyone's coming in one year. First time guys and guys coming over from the other leagues coming to the better league, the IFBB Pro League, and I'm just glad to see it all this year because I think we needed that.
What do you guys think? This guy from Russia that lives in Brazil now, good Vito.
Yeah, he looks like a talent.
Oh, he's young and thick, and that back is nice for his age. His back is really thick for his age, and he's got. I don't think they have the maturity yet. He won't have the maturity yet, but another 2 years, man, he's gonna be cracking some heads for sure.
I don't like this soon thing because we don't know when somebody else is talking. But listen, the first time I saw this guy, I immediately called Dennis Wolf and said, "This dude looks like you." Same physique.
Wow.
Just a little bit shorter, in flesh a little more stocky, but same physique.
I'd like to see him really. Yeah, go ahead.
He's gonna do a show in Brazil to get his pro card now. And
I'd like to see him get some really good training and really focus on that.
Oh, he goes to Chris again. Come on down, good Vito. San Diego.
Come on, bro. Make my day. No, okay.
Hey, guess who I saw the other day?
Who's that?
Sergio.
Sergio? I thought you would. I thought you might have saw him pretty quickly, right?
We went to this B1 gym, and then I saw him in there. On the way out, we were on the way out. We saw him there. Ever since that was the only time we trained there. We've been training big. I mean, he looks big, but this is how Sergio looks. I mean, I didn't really see him what he looked like,
He's
but
a big cat.
Yeah, he was Sergio, but he moved there. He said he moved here. He's moving he said he sold his car. He sold everything.
No
and
shit.
he said he's bringing his girl over now and the dog.
What is the weather like?
The girls are going. I heard about that.
Weather right now is the exact same weather as in Arizona. Same. It's
hot as hell then.
How's the food?
Not that bad.
How's the food?
The food is awesome.
Yeah.
Bro, this here is,
You spoiled, man. You spoiled like crazy, boy.
I'm rotten right now, and it's not stopping every day.
You get room service all the time?
No, I don't need to get room service. We go to that private gym from the Royal, the Princess Royal. We train in this private gym, bro. That's the better than any gym in the U.S.
Oh my God,
Jesus!
They got the kitchen in there where they have for these people because when they go train, they cook for them too. So crazy. I mean, fresh chicken. I mean, it's.
All right. So
I get food.
You like the lamb? You have the lamb?
No, I do the chicken. I get food delivery from the protein house here. And I get it from the day. And I said, man, this food tastes so good. When I had the first time there after the training, I eat there. And then I was like, listen, now they pack me 2 or 3 meals every time to take back to the room. I don't even eat the protein house right now because it's just so much better. Fresh, the meat, you can tell it's every day fresh. It doesn't matter, beef, salmon, whatever it is, for basically for themselves. Awesome. Yeah, and the training is...
How long are you going to be out there?
I got 4 more weeks now.
What?
Yeah.
But Dennis, okay, this is for all of us fans. You as his trainer now, right? What are you going to focus on in this 4 weeks? Like which body part, what type of training? I mean, these are kind of things that we always have to face, right? Oh, he needs to improve back. He needs to improve lower lats, shit like that, right? So I know always people, if I'm his coach, I would do this, this, and that. So trust me, they all know what to do, but sometimes it's just responsive. Sometimes it's not responsive, right?
Yeah.
But you said that you already like his back much better, right?
His back is better, but it's, of course, we what happened. There's some muscle that's atrophied. I don't know why.
The separation or?
No. There's
damage?
We went to this South Korean guy yesterday who does active release therapy. I don't know. Did you see the video?
No.
Show us.
I did it live. Like we were live. I was live.
You did it live?
Getting punished.
I thought you were going to have him on the show today.
No. He's upstairs. Anyways, so listen. And I explained it to him. I said, do a back double biceps, and I show him, because it used to be there.
Whoa. Is it damaged, though? Is it damaged?
He thinks it's coming from because of the traps. That somehow this is not firing on
he's going to need to have that because it's not going to look right if that's look like one slab of body without the separational muscles. That's going to be popping.
But here's the thing is, if it's not because his lower back is so powerful, and then his traps, that this part is not firing. It's somehow not firing, and that's why he was losing. I remember in 2013, 14, that was all there. All of a sudden, where did it go? So that's our focus. The back, of course. His tries are much better now. The arms are back to full.
Really probably lighten the weight on his back exercises, so he can get more. Of course. Lighten the weight a little bit.
Got to work with squeezing, and he's got to feel that part. If you can't feel it, it's not working.
That's where you get that connection to where when you're hitting that pole, you know and feel what's happening in your back.
And again, he wasn't there the last 2 years, and he won the Olympia.
Yeah.
Are they going to say, "Oh, he's not going to win the Olympia because this is that part is not great"? He's going to be so good everywhere else. I guarantee you, it's going to be like if nothing goes wrong, I guarantee you this is going to be the best Ramy ever.
Okay.
And then it's going to be really, really frustrating for a lot of people.
Is he going to come out to America beforehand to?
Yeah. The goal is I'm going to be here until end of September, and then I'm going to go home because I got to go to Germany on October 16th. And then I'm going to be in Germany till November 9th. He's coming to Germany for my show, and then we'll come back from Germany together.
So, Dennis, I mean, last time I criticized that electric stimulator newbie machine, right? I said I don't like people being hooked up and training with it, right? But in this instance, I would just be open-minded to try it, to put the pads all the way low, and maybe this, motor units over there, they're dead or something, to revive them. That's like kind of only rehab time that I would like to use it, maybe try it, because, I'm guilty of saying it, right? I know that some of my friends are using it and making good money, and they believe in the system, right? I don't. But in this kind of situation, when your muscle fibers, for some reason, are not firing, right? Because they know exactly what you're talking about. I look at Hita's back double biceps before when we said to that. Sorry?
He had the same problem. He's back.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So these are kind of things that, I would be open-minded, right? Does it make sense? Well, in this instance, it could make sense.
I thought about that yesterday. I said maybe something like this would help him at least to get it to trigger somehow for him to feel it.
Yeah, even if it doesn't come from your nervous system, this thing does it for you. So God knows. I mean, I was thinking of it, just to run it by you and see. I'm sure the royal family has probably a couple of those laying around. Machines.
No, I don't even know if anybody's out here with that stuff. Because I never believe in that shit.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Give it a try.
Me neither. But you see, I'm the first one that, I would be open-minded to try it. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah, well, I have to spread the word and see if somebody got one of them. What they call newbie?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different companies. I don't even know nothing about it. I didn't want to know. I didn't want to know because, like you, I disagree. For the purpose they use it, But I was saying always for rehab is a different story. Then it could be used. You know what it could be used? If you're immobile and paralyzed and you can't move and you can't do nothing physically, then I would hook you up and let the muscle contract that way, and then probably feed you IV, all kinds of stuff. This could happen, but for Ramy, this insertions of low lats, muscle fibers are not fighting for whatever reason, which I've seen in about 5-6 guys that this happened throughout the years.
Did anybody ever figure out what it was?
No, I don't know. You know how also, that chest splits up, in many instances. I had a few guys asking for advice. I can't tell you, but it happens,
This is like a tear?
No, it's not a tear, but really, I mean, last one there was King Kamali asked me also. Then there is, a few of those famous WWE wrestlers. I forgot the name because I don't really follow it.
But something.
Yeah, and I've seen this in many people. I mean, Marcus Trull had a tear, right? But then after that, it was going more and more. So there's something happening, right? And those are the instances you can use machine.
Yeah, I think Scott Steiner, that wrestler?
Possibly, yeah. And then they would call that Steinerism or something. The spreading the chest fibers.
So what do you guys think? I mean, the Olympia is 16 weeks away, 4 months out. The hype is real. Who do you guys think? Now, I hear a couple of people that I talk to right now, and I'm not going to mention their names because I don't want them to get any flack for it. But there's a couple of people that really say that they believe that Brandon Curry might not even make top 3 this time.
Yeah. Well, it's quite possible. Listen, we all love Brandon's physique. I'm sure. Ask Troy, ask Chris. Do we love his physique, right?
Yes.
And somebody even mentioned it. God damn, Brandon comes super ripped, come in crazy condition, and then you have a chance, right?
Yeah.
There's a couple of days ago that Coach Abdullah put this front lat spread, front relaxed pose of Brandon, and it looked ridiculous. So now when you see that, and he had this round chest, round shoulders, crazy sweep, right? Imagine if this is fibrotic and dry.
Yeah.
Right, really, right?
Yeah.
So for me, Dennis, I know that we were analyzing prejudging in the finals last year, and you were very nervous for a Big Ramy. I actually was shocked to see that side poses, side chest, side relaxed, side tricep, Brandon hold the size, like he was so round and pretty, right? That this pose is like, hold on a second, he can match, right? He can never match.
Yeah, but that was last year. And like I said,
last year, I know. But see, I would think that Brandon being second twice in a row.
You diet down, train hard, and supplement smart for months. When the time comes to step on stage, don't leave your tan to chance. Go with the pros. Pro Tan. #1 worldwide since 1987 and the official sponsor of the Olympia for the last 15 years. Don't step on stage without it. Pro Tan.
He's going to put all eggs in this basket and come crazy. But can he really improve his legs that much to be competitive with a Big Ramy? I don't think so. So that's another guy, Hadi Chupan, we all love and respect. For me, Hadikov should have won 2019, right? The first time out, and it was questionable. Last year was very close on conditioning. He could have beat Ramy on conditioning. It was close, but Ramy is still just way overwhelming. He's the only probably monster with a small waist, flat stomach, crazy X-frame and V-tapered. So if Ramy comes in shape, I don't think anybody can touch him. I really don't.
Now think about this here for a second. In 2020, when the condition was spot on, he was, for prejudging, he was 292. And for the finals, he was 289. Okay? That was 2020. Last year, for prejudging, he was 280. For prejudging, he was 282. And for the finals, 279. So now imagine Ramy with the condition from 2020, or even possibly better, because that's the goal. Better than that, with 25 pounds plus.
Yeah. I mean, it's scary side. But listen, now that we're talking, and you were his coach in 2013 when he won New York. I mean, crazy. So for many years that he was at Olympia, not making it, right? And everybody was just talking, have him depleted, get him smaller, just go for conditioning, right? Because Big Ramy need to be conditioned. Once he established that crazy conditioning, right? Now you just need to keep the condition. He is big anyway, with what did you say, 282, 279? Shit. But the way he looks, 336 right now, there is no way that he should lose 36 pounds or more.
Yeah. I think, and that's Chad's plan, is to have him super peeled at no less than 300, or just around 300.
Like that. That'd be hard to beat. Now, I don't think anybody can beat him because he's got all the parts. There's nothing, like you said, with that flat stomach he has. That side chest is one of the best side chests I've ever seen. That side chest is ridiculous. It just flows so well. Just the conditioning's off the charts. So if he comes in like that at 300 pounds with that conditioning that he had like 2020, I believe it was, it's almost impossible to beat him because someone may be able to outshape him, but to outsize him, and he has good shape though. Ramy's not missing shape, so he has shape. He just if he just has a condition on top of it, it's hard for anybody to be able to match up with that because like you can't. If you got this perfect little pretty shape, the muscle's too much though for you to be able to overcome that. Even though you have the pretty shape and great conditioning, so on and so forth, it's just too much to overcome. I think with Ramy, he's just so gigantic, and everything is just not off. Like he doesn't have no big stomach that throws him off. Everything flows pretty damn well for that gigantic of a guy.
Bring the condition. If he doesn't bring the condition, there's 5-6 people that can beat him.
Yes.
Brandon be right up front. If Brandon nails it and Ramy doesn't, Brandon beats him. Yeah. The same with William. Because people sleep on William this year. I predict William top 3 and as high as, if anybody's off, as high.
Yeah.
William.
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about William.
Yeah,
he's my dog.
He won, for me, William won Honor Classic hands down.
Sure did.
Yeah. So that puts in perspective, right? And I see him in Boston, and I know I was there with Regan Grimes. And I mean, even Regan was looking at him as a big fan. He would squeeze anything. Striations upon striation, thickness, like one of those like muscles. Like, oh my God, this is veteran of the sport that has everything. So William can mess people up. Nick Walker. I mean, again, Nick Walker is a super confident. He can come in and even take the title. So I love his confidence. I don't think it's going to happen. But then again, I didn't think much of him for Arnold Classic. And then when he showed up at Arnold Classic, which he won, I said in the 15 seconds of being on the stage, he dominated. He was crystal clear winner. So when he lifts those arms, the biceps and V-taper, he controls his stomach. He looks like legs are bigger than ever. His back double biceps is so detailed and everything. I mean, Nick can be that X factor for sure. Hunter Labrada, he just never nailed the condition. I think it's time for him to nail the condition. We all know that Hadi Chupin is going to be crazy condition, right? Yeah. That's no question. And Samson Dauda, we did so many shows already. We know how to dial him in, and he's going to be with easily 15 pounds more. So he can be the X factor too.
Oh, Samson.
Hey guys, I love you.
Samson,
But I got to pick up my son, take him to the doctor appointment.
Say what, Troy?
I love you guys, but I appreciate you having me on. But I gotta get my son and take him to a doctor appointment.
All right.
Okay. Not a problem. We almost done anyway, so that's good. That's all right, brother.
I appreciate you, man.
Okay, good to see you, Troy.
You too. Thank you so much for having me on.
All right, Troy. See you later, man.
Okay, brother. Bye now.
All right. So, what was I just about to say?
We were talking about.
Samson is first Olympia, right?
He's what?
That's his first Olympia this year?
Yeah, first Olympia, yes, for sure. Yeah. And you know how it is, the first Olympia, most motivated and everything. He established himself, proved himself, and now he's just liking his chances. He's not saying anything. And you guys know, I mean, top 10 at Olympia, right? That's the best. He could go either way. It's not like Brandon is safe against Samson, right? It's not like, oh yeah, there's no comparisons. What do you mean it's no comparisons? Put them next to each other and then see what happens. And it's many of those guys could be mixed. Yeah.
It's just, you have to see if, and you have to stand next to someone in order to be able to compete. Sometimes if you don't get to stand next to the guys, then it's hard to show really how good you look, so it's just a matter of, but this is a good thing about Steve. Steve does good comparisons, he mixes it up, he turns them, he flip-flops them and give everybody a chance to compete. And I think that's exactly the way it should be. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see Samson. I'm looking forward to see Samson standing next to guys like Andrew Jacked.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's absolutely, because how much was Andrew in Texas? How much did he weigh?
292, I think.
292. So I think if he brings it down to 285, 280, 85, he would have the condition that he really needs.
But the thing is with the weight and people looking at the weight so hard, that's when I struggle with that too. I was trying to get my weight up. I'm like Lee Haney was about this weight. I need to try to be this weight to try to mimic that type of look. I was trying to go for the Lee Haney type of style look. But Dorian was telling me, hey, if you get down to 245, you're still going to keep your size and you're going to look like you're bigger. Have you ever noticed that when you're competing, sometimes you went lighter and you actually looked like, the cuts were tight, you fill out the fibers with the carbs, you get that, you appear bigger sometimes.
Yeah. You have more detail and, you create more of an illusion, of course.
Right. Yeah. That's what I think a lot of people need to train for, is that more so than just chasing numbers. Because a lot of times that, chasing numbers is, there is a weight that you don't look good at, you all got that.
How much did you weigh at the 99 Olympia, Chris?
253. 253. Yeah. If I drop water right now, I'll be at my playing weight. I'll be at my competition.
If you don't eat for a day, you'll be.
Yeah. But you know what though? The funny thing, my weight stays right here. I don't weigh. I've been here for years, the same weight.
Yeah.
I never, I don't do any TRT. So, if I did that, I would be.
You doing nothing?
I do zero.
Why?
Good question.
For one, I don't want to be stabbing myself no more. Shit.
What is
I'll put some cream on or some shit. Like, I don't do anything.
Chris, did you check your test levels?
No, I set up a thing to do it. I haven't done it yet though, but I set up I already paid.
When was the last
I just haven't
test?
I know my
When was,
shit. What's that?
when was the last time you checked your test?
It's been a minute.
Low test is not healthy. It's very unhealthy for a man. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
And I don't think, because I think the same way, but when the doctor tells you, listen, low testosterone is not good for you.
Yeah, okay, so that's the typical moment that maybe we are facing all over the world, talking to the family, friends, and all that stuff. So here's a 50-something-year-old guy, right, that has every reason to test the test level, and then if low, replenish and replace it. Come on, Chris, you can't possibly be like, I don't like the pins. I mean, shit. You did 1,000 so far. Like, what is going to be another one?
Place to put it, man. I'm fucking scar tissued up. Where am I gonna put it?
Chris,
put it in the ass, probably. That's always you'll find a spot. Your ass is like a large real estate.
A lot of times I was gonna do a competition, and when you're doing 10 in a year, 11 in a year, you got to start up. You got to start up everything, and you don't feel like doing anything at all, but you got to do what you got to do to get there.
Do you have BPH?
BPH, what's that?
It's a enlarged prostate.
Oh shit! When I was doing EQ back in the day, I did. That was not good for me, man. EQ was not good for me.
I know, but this is also a thing that some people maybe not as much, but some people get it. To me, my fucking prostate is fucking big enough to fucking push it to the bladder.
Right.
So, but that doesn't mean that that I don't do TRT, because a lot of people say when you have prostate cancer, they tell you stop. They're trying to kill your test because that can make it worse.
Oh, shit.
So, but if you
I signed up to get my blood work done, but I just haven't got it done yet. But I already I'm in motion. I'm in motion. I'll keep.
You gotta stay up it.
I know.
What is your test level?
Mine?
Yeah.
Always over 1,000.
How much test?
Much test? Yeah, I mean, listen. I was doing.
Are you sexually active?
Sorry?
Are you sexually active?
Of course I am. What do you mean? What yeah.
How much?
Well, what do you think? What do you think, Chris? Of course.
I just fucking with you.
There are just certain things in life we all enjoyed, and that's probably on the top of the list, so you have to. But listen, 125 twice a week, 250, right? Milligram it's very. I mean, without even seeing your results, this is the first thing I would tell you. I tell my relatives in Yugoslavia, in Serbia, like, hey, take this 250, split it in half, and Monday, Thursday, shoot it, right? Twice a week. That's what?
Monday, Thursday is exactly my days, but I do 50 and 50.
Only 50 milligrams?
50 and 50, so 100.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And what is your test level? 600? 300?
It was exactly, last time it was exactly 600.
Yeah.
What's that?
Bump it up to 1,000, man. It feels better.
1,000 back then. Why would I do it now?
What gauge needle is that?
Oh, into 1,000 okay, not 1,000 milligrams.
No. Yeah, 1,000 nanograms per deciliter. Yes. If 1,000 is still reference range, which means normal people, can have that. This is reference range. So if you're at 1,000, you're just at the upper normal reference range. So you're not doing it, abusing it. So seriously, I mean, that's why I say, I get those questions like, what level should it be? I always think like 1,000 to 1,500 would make you feel beautiful, you know, all the benefits without any side effects. You know,
yes, Milos, I guess I was so low all these years that fucking 100 do me well.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. I hear you. It's just like normal people don't know because they've never been there. Okay. So here is a question for everybody that's going to be judging us and say, oh, why, we are doing this and that. If I ask this question, if right now any person listening that never touch anything, they don't want to do it, and the God asked them, would you like to be bigger, stronger, faster, more muscular, more aggressive, more sexual? I can just, with a pin like this, make you bigger, stronger, faster, more sexual and everything, right? How many people say, no, I don't want to be bigger and stronger and more muscular. I don't want to feel good. And I don't want to recuperate faster. I don't want to be a sexual maniac, right? No. How many people are going to say? So everybody would, we all men, right? Mm-hmm. So that magic touch would be a little bit of testosterone, right? So I used it for 30-something years. Seriously, when you look 1987, 30-something years, did I ever regret one day of my life that, I was enhanced? Hell no. We always probably want to be enhanced. It's just many people are scared because it's misinformation. They tell you this, they tell you that. I had 0 side effects. When I had that accident, there was wrong injection that my ex, put in a vein, right? And it was not even steroid; it was a Synthol.
Right.
But seriously, I mean, because we have to be responsible, and people are going to say, "Oh, don't push people towards that." Okay, you don't want to do it, you don't want to experience it. But when we experienced it, when we were young and athletes, and then all of a sudden we did the first cycle, you can double the weight on the bench and the squat and anything else, right?
Right.
And so, that's why that's considered doping, because those guys that use it have a huge advantage. It's not ethical for sure, but put the ethics on side. Just analyze, would you want to live life enhanced, being bigger, stronger, faster, and recuperate? And I think that most of the people would. They're just scared of it. Tennis disappeared.
Right. It's all good. Hey, so I remember when I would do incline, I'd totally be off everything. I was still getting about 405. I was still doing about 7 and 8 reps on incline, without anything.
Yeah.
And it just all doubled when I would start up. It would double. It would double like right away. And then get up to even 525 for 2.
I mean, it's a shocking difference, right? I mean, Dennis, you are super strong yourself naturally. I have seen you. But then when you did the first cycle, what happened? I mean, when you go to the gym after like first 4 weeks of a cycle, you could push.
I probably didn't know how to take advantage of it because I had no idea what's happening. So it's not like I didn't, because I didn't train as heavy before I started. I wasn't doing crazy stuff. That was all a little bit later when I realized how strong I am, and I took advantage of it because I didn't know in the beginning.
Yeah. What did you do on the inclines and on the shoulder presses? Because I remember
my max incline free was 6 plates for 3 reps.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I know that.
I swear back in the day when Dennis was in my gym, just about anything, any weight that you put on the bar, he's going to lift it. Pushing, you could lift anything. And it was scary. Just adding and adding and adding. Yeah, it's like just one of those superpowers.
I asked Sean to spot me real quick. I was just doing like 405s. He was like, you can see he was worried. He's like, he didn't even want to really spot. I was doing 4.5 plates a week out from the show on the in the what was it in Mitsuru back then? What was it called?
Oh,
Battle for
the road to the Olympia.
Battle for the Olympia. Yeah, I was doing 4.5 plates a week before the show. You know, that was normal. That was normal. 4 or 5 shoulder presses.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, but that was right now. I do 25 on each side.
Really?
Yeah.
25 on the inclines.
No, on the shoulder presses.
Shoulder presses. How about inclines?
I don't train heavy no more. I don't train heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't. I lose. You know, when you the strength is not there no more.
Yeah.
You know.
But this is how this fucking Kevin Levrone still pushes this crazy weight at his age. You know.
Really? What is
it? I said this many times, Dennis. We were talking about this when this old farts back in the day, they come to us and say, "Oh yeah, when I was your age, I did this." You know, we say, "Go, go away." You know, yeah.
But where is Kevin pushing this weight now? Where I don't see
about a couple of years ago, he was going to attempt the world record bench. It's crazy. I mean, when he was making that, 2016,
when he came back for the Olympia that year.
Yeah. And
how long? That was when was that?
He was still over 50. You know?
Yeah. But listen,
he's 56, 7 now. Yeah, it's crazy. Some people just have that power. You know, I said when I can't do 225 on the incline for 10 reps, I should retire. Well, I did retire like 2003.
Milos, what do you do now when you train? What is your max weight?
I do 225 for 6. I'm still, trying to work it up to 10 on an inclines rate that I can. I did squats. I could do like 3 plates. That's it.
Squat?
I didn't train out for a few months, but up until like 6 months ago, I would squat. I loved it. Yeah. 3 plates. And I was doing those 10 sets of 10 with two plates. So I'll do the 2 plates, 3 sets, 2.5 plates, 3 sets, and then I go down to 2 plates. And I would do 10 sets of 10 and in 30 minutes. You have to finish in 30 minutes or less. And if I don't do it in 30 minutes, then next time I would have to do it like in 28. And then, so I'm going to tell you the biggest accomplishment I ever did back in 93. I did 4 plates, 405, 10 sets of 10 in 20 minutes squats.
So you were timing your workouts?
Yeah, I was timing. Yeah. So initially I would just do it. Okay. And then somebody ran by me, but like, how much time? So, okay. So first I tried in 30 minutes and I failed. It's if you try to do, 405 was heavy. I could maybe do 15 reps normal, but okay, you do 10, but the next set, and after 4 or 5 sets, it accumulates, right? So goddamn, you need that rest in between, but then you rush it right back in. And I remember failing like 6, 7 weeks in a row, but that one time that I did, that was the last time I ever did, because it's probably the hardest thing ever. 405. So if anybody's listening, want to try it, 10 sets of 10, 405, ass to the grass. I was squatting properly. It's not that,
Milos, was legs always your strong part? Also,
yeah. No, it's not always. Listen, when I came, I don't know if you've seen my feature in Muscle Mag International, the star profile. I was taking pictures inside the bottle, because I was hiding my legs. I had 0 legs. My upper body was way bigger when I came and I competed 87 in the universe. My legs were weak. But then I came to America and you have all this beautiful hack squat machines and everything. In Serbia, I didn't have it. My legs exploded. It exploded to the point that 93, it was way bigger than my upper body. So I kind of had to back it off. But the thing is about it, I was never, ever, ever afraid of tearing my quads, right? I could put any weight and I didn't have that fear. I would put something on a bench and immediately like, oh my God, I could feel it. And that fear maybe made stop myself from trying heavier. But the Dennis, if you remember, 2002, I was in Thailand, and I was going to make a comeback, and I went with Sin to that card reader, right? I don't know if Sin was there.
With you.
Yeah, and you remember this lady keep getting this card, health related to your business, but I never thought of injury, right? And like 3 times that card came, and she was warning me something health. So maybe I thought steroids, and maybe I should, consider checking my blood and everything else. But I didn't think of the injury. And then I came back home, and I was super strong. I was doing a 10 plates each side on the hack squat, super slow, perfect. It's not like sloppy, bouncing or anything. And boom, my quad exploded, just rolled up. So one of those things. I was not afraid. Let's say any of those guys, when they say, I'm going all out, what does that mean? When you go all out, you don't put the brakes on anything. You don't put the brakes. I'm going to be a little bit careful. I'm going to be eccentrically careful. I'm not going to bounce, right? You go all out. You're just going to blast. Right. That's when the shit happens. It's matter of time. It's not if it's going to happen. It's just when it's going to happen. So that's why,
because the weight is not going to crumble. The body's going to crumble.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And if you go with this heavy duty principles, like, or you write Mike Menzer, Dorian Yates, next time you train, you have to, go higher and higher. And where is the limit, right? I've been, and I'm sure you guys been in a few of those sets when you come in and, okay, I'm going to go all out. I'm going to just kill myself. Literally, you can kill yourself. Shit. But you let your mind go, like, let's go for it. Man up, push to the limit and beyond limit. If you use crazy weight, that's when tendons and ligaments can fucking go, and usually even muscle. Okay, my patella tendon exploded, but I've seen people tearing the muscle. So
patella tendon exploded.
And for me, I was afraid for Dennis because it's crazy amount of weight he was lifting, pushing on inclines and for shoulders. Really, thank God you never had an injury. This is amazing.
Nothing until like 10 years after I retired. I busted my fucking biceps tendon wiping my ass. That's it.
Oh, damn.
Because I got a big ass too. I got to reach all the way around. You see what I'm saying?
You hurt yourself.
But people actually don't even believe that story, Dennis. You have to say exactly. You tore your bicep on a toilet wiping your ass.
Well, I didn't completely tear it. Here's what happened. I was on the toilet in Germany, taking a shit.
Did you pull too hard? Like, how does that happen?
No.
You're like, yeah.
Listen.
Prying it up. Oh,
I reached back, and then I felt like it's like electric. And I let go, and I felt like it was sore immediately. And I was like, okay, so I didn't know. I didn't think it was anything bad. And then I had to go to the FIBO for 4 days. And you know how you at the FIBO, you stand there, people stand in line, take a picture. And nowadays, everybody want to just do this first. And every time it hit me, and after 3 days, I said, I'm not going back to the FIBO on Sunday. So I went back home. I went to my chiropractor, and I was like, and he did some electrostims, and he said, because it didn't get any better, I got worse actually. When I was training and I tried to do pull downs, it would hurt me right here. So he said, go get an MRI. I went to get an MRI, and I went to this shoulder doctor, and he said my biceps tendon is hanging off a thread. So I remember, and I was like, he said, we should do surgery and make sure that, because he said, we got to, it's going, it's about to go. So, and I had to go to Mexico to MC the show for Robin Cheng. So I'm trying not to move this whole weekend. I'm trying not to move the shoulder. So I went for surgery, and what he did was he went in, he cut it here, and he connected it in my armpit. So my biceps tendon is connected right under here now. Yeah. That was it. But if that would have, because if I would have just did a stupid move and it would have come off completely, can you imagine?
Yeah, it was rolled down.
Open the damn tendon. You know,
No.
that was it. That was it. I never, you know what? And now I'm perfect.
It's always something freaky, man. I hurt my shoulder. I've been having trouble. Just like when I was in Australia, I'm trying to body surf, no surfboard, just like slide underneath the damn waves, hit the damn ground. Both my shoulders feel like got ripped out of my body, and then the waves are coming. So I'm still getting hit by waves. I'm just like, just like, holy shit. I was like, man, I never get in the water past my knees ever again. But this shoulder is just like still. This was a good one. This one that I really hurt really bad when I was out there, and this one is fine. But this one right here is jacked, man. I gotta do something with that.
You ever had a chest scare?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I tore one fiber directly out of my chest, right in the middle of my competition days. It was like right after the show. I think I was like pushing a little bit too heavy. I was just with my kid's mom. She was spotting me. I got 5 plates on the incline. She spotted me on the damn incline. But I came up. I know. So I come up and I was feeling a pop, and it burned. But it took the whole fiber just directly out, just that one little area. It looked like a striation after that. So I didn't really trip out too much. It looked fine. It was, but it totally just snapped that fiber, but just right out of my body, just like it was gone.
When we say, your girl was spotting you. I was at Arnold Classic in Ohio. First time I've seen Greg Kovach. Greg Kovach was doing 5 plates on incline, right? Like nothing. And his wife, I don't know if you remember, his wife was always around him. She was spotting him, and then he puts the 6 plates, right? And I just look at it that way, and she was about to spot him. It's like, hey man, do you need a spot? I mean, it's 6 plates on incline.
What is she?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait on it.
I mean, we all seen the pec tear of my friend Ryan, right? But he did it with Larry Wheels in Dubai. You seen that pec tear?
Yeah,
man.
Is he back to normal?
Yeah, I mean, he's in Dubai now, I think, right? So you probably find him.
I don't see anybody.
I know he's probably in Florida. I forgot, but that was scary. I mean, how many people did incline heavy after seeing that video?
How hard is it for someone who has that problem then come back and try to go back to heavy weights?
Yeah.
Exactly. Mental thing you got to get past, but it's very hard to get past after that.
We got to keep some of this stuff for next week, man. We got a good. Our time is up. Yeah, we'll keep some of the stories for next week.
Yeah,
man. Who we talking to next week?
Chris Dim.
Don't we have Chris Dim on?
Hey,
and
Chris
then
Dim was good, man. He'll be right. He was like a little Benaziza type to where he can hang with some big guys, even though he was
next week. Ask him all the questions we want, and then I'll have a surprise for the week after that.
All right.
I want
to send it back to Big Ramy.
I want Ramy to guest pose.
Huh?
I want Ramy to guest pose. Just keep a tank top on or whatever.
Next week, I'll bring it.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right, Dennis. Enjoy.
All right, my brother.
Peace.